What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer video. Today I'm going to be trying something new, and I'm going to be profiling and having a look at some players that Manchester City are being linked with, and I'm going to profile them and talk to you guys about what they can potentially bring to Manchester City. It's a new series that I'm wanting to roll out throughout the summer transfer window, so more transfer videos there for everybody to enjoy. So if you do enjoy this style of video and you'd like to see more profiling of other players that Man City are getting linked with, so today we're going to be looking at Jack Grealish, but other players like Harry Kane, Nuno Mendes, for example, players that City have been linked with, and there's concrete, definite interest from City. If that is something you'd like to see, just let me know in the comments below or leave a thumbs up. I'm going to aim for 300 likes. If we get past 300 likes, then I will look at doing something like this again. It just lets me know that you guys are enjoying this style of video. Otherwise, it's just a waste of effort and time on my behalf if it's a video that people don't want to see or are not enjoying. So, like I said, we are going to today be looking at Jack Grealish. We're going to be profiling him and what he can bring to Manchester City. Now, I know there's going to be quite a few Aston Villa fans tuning in and watching this video. Man City are interested in signing Jack Grealish. That doesn't mean we're going to be signing Jack Grealish, and I'm just going to have a look at what he could bring to Manchester City. I'm not saying that we are going to sign him before Aston Villa fans start putting in the comments that he's going to sign a new deal, he's not signing for Man City, I don't know what I'm on about and things like that. It's literally just interest, and I'm profiling and having a look that if Man City do push for Jack Grealish and we do sign Jack Grealish, then we've got a video here so everybody knows what he can bring to Manchester City. But there is quite a bit of confusion as to why City are being linked with Jack Grealish. So that's what we're going to look at in today's video. Like I said, leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy this video. 300 likes is what we're aiming for. Let me know your thoughts as well in the comments below. Also, subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Aiming for 19k subscribers. When you help towards that, would be much appreciated. And also, you can go and check out my social media links if you so wish. Links to them in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description below too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, and my Twitch link is also in the description too if you want to go and follow me on there. That would be brilliant. So let's crack on with this video. What can Jack Grealish bring to Manchester City? Now, he's had a very impressive season, no doubting about that, for Aston Villa last season, and in actual fact, he's been, since, moving to the Aston Villa first team, he's always looked like that young, promising prospect that's prospered and started to turn into the real deal, and that's what Aston Villa have on their hands. They've got themselves a homegrown player in Jack Grealish, a player that's been produced by their academy, an Aston Villa supporter as well, lives and breathes Aston Villa. So prizing him away is going to be very difficult for Manchester City to be able to do, but City are being linked with doing that, so that's why we're having a look at Jack Grealish. He is an attacker, of course. He plays on the left wing for Aston Villa. He reminds me a lot of Bernardo Silva, and by that, he's a player that can play out wide, he can cover on the left, he can cover on the right, can play through the centre as well, much like what Bernardo Silva can. Bernardo Silva tends to, if we're going to play him out wide, he'd be on the right wing and he tends to cut in. Jack Grealish, if he was signed by Manchester City, would probably go onto the onto the left wing. He'd be able to cut in and go onto his right foot. Can also cover in the centre as well, which is good. And if we don't end up signing a striker, there's a possibility that in some games, we saw it last season, including in big Champions League games, where De Bruyne ends up acting as the false nine for Manchester City. So we need an extra man in midfield, and we've seen Bernardo Silva cover there, we've seen Phil Foden cover there, and Jack Grealish would be, if he was signed by City, another player that could cover there as well. Now, in an ideal world, we would want Man City to be making a couple of additions to our attack, particularly if there's any first team players that do leave. Bernardo Silva has been linked with the exit door, so if he leaves them, we would need to replace him, and I think Jack Grealish would be something that ticks that box as an excellent replacement for Bernardo Silva. However, if Bernardo Silva stays, I can still see Manchester City showing interest in Jack Grealish. After all, he is homegrown. Man City are short of homegrown players, so yeah, that would make sense to pursue him and have him occupying in our attack and also into midfield as well. Now, he's a player that he knows how to score goals, he knows how to cause problems, he knows how to get assists, he knows how to pop up in the right place at the right time. Having watched Manchester City over the last season or so, we have struggled at times with having players in the right place at the right time, and we have struggled not as well. it sounds crazy. We didn't struggle to score goals last season, but by our normal standard, we didn't score anywhere near as many goals as what we normally do. And we were struggling with players hitting form, most of all players appearing in the right place at the right time to put the ball into the back of the net. I mean, look at Raheem Sterling. He struggled for the majority of last season, struggled with form, and couldn't really find his feet. Goes to England, does find his feet, had a great European Championship tournament with England. He'll come back full of confidence. And Jack Grealish is one of them players. He knows how to turn up and be in the right place at the right time. He's one of them players that you need two players to mark him, to try and get him out of the game. And that's a valuable asset to Manchester City, because Manchester City's attack is absolutely frightening. So if you are needing, if you're a defensive team looking to try and stop Manchester City from scoring goals and making things happen, if we're drawing out two defenders to Jack Grealish to try and stop him, it's going to create space for all of our wonderful other attacking players. And I feel like that is one big outlet as to why Manchester City are looking for Jack Grealish. Now, I will speak more about off-the-pitch incidents with Jack Grealish in a few minutes. However, I just want to speak about him on the pitch. Works hard, he's determined, he's skillful, good with the ball, he's a nuisance, causes problems. I think he's a fantastic football player. I think he'd be a really useful asset for Manchester City. Just last season, making 26 appearances, scoring 6 times and getting 10 assists. Not a bad record at all. And I feel like playing for Manchester City, I feel like he'd score more. If he played 26 times in the Premier League for City next season, I feel like he'd score more goals, and I'd be very happy if he managed to get 10 assists for us as well. He's a creative player. He knows what he's doing. It also gets competition for places there. So I am talking Phil Foden, I am talking Bernardo Silva. If we end up getting injuries to key players like De Bruyne, then having someone like Jack Grealish would help us not to miss these players as much. And Man City had a brilliant season last season, winning the Premier League. We had went a couple of months without Kevin De Bruyne, which helped us a lot with having particularly Ilkay Gundogan stepping up to the plate for Manchester City. But I just feel like will lightning strike twice, so to speak, if De Bruyne was to pick up an injury. And I'll keep speaking about Kevin De Bruyne because I feel like Kevin De Bruyne is our most creative player that we've got in our team, and there is no other player in the world that's like Kevin De Bruyne. He's a creative player that could have a horrendous game yet still create 2 or 3 fantastic opportunities and lay things on a plate. That's how good Kevin De Bruyne is. Kevin De Bruyne, he's the benchmark. If Kevin De Bruyne isn't there, though, you're looking for more creativity. You're looking for other players to really step up to the plate. Man City did that last season, most certainly, winning the Premier League and getting to the Champions League final. And I feel like Jack Grealish can help Manchester City get to that next target to try and win the Champions League, which is, of course, going to be every single football player's ambitions, to win the biggest trophies. And there is no club competition bigger than the Champions League. And that is the one illustrious thing that Manchester City can offer Jack Grealish right now that Aston Villa cannot. We can say to him, we have got Champions League football, and not only have we got Champions League football to offer, we're also very serious about winning the Champions League. We got to the final and lost to Chelsea last season. We're looking to go one better and win the trophy. And I imagine Jack Grealish's ambitions would be to be in these competitions, to win these big trophies. All players want to win the big trophies. And Jack Grealish got into the England squad as well for the European Championships. He'll have one eye on the World Cup, and he'll be saying, what's the best opportunity of me being on that plane and getting to Qatar for the World Cup? What's the best way for him to get into the starting 11? And no disrespect to Aston Villa, but I just feel like, look at John Stones, look at Kyle Walker, Phil Foden, I'm sure over the next 18 months or so as well, these will be solid, regular first team starters for England. And that's on the basis of Manchester City doing so well that you just cannot start these players in your team. And if Jack Grealish comes to Manchester City, works hard, gets into our starting 11, starts scoring goals and getting assists, he'll be right in that England team. You mark my words. That's what Manchester City can offer. For Aston Villa, they've got an abundance of ambition that they're looking for to keep hold of Jack Grealish. They're going to double his wage, give him a new contract, make him the star man, which he already is there, and it's his boyhood club. And so it's all about Does he want to stick out the project with Aston Villa? Which, if he does, wouldn't blame him at all. I sense that within the next, 5 years or so, that Aston Villa, with the money that they've got available to them, with the players that they're adding to their team, that they'll start marching towards Europe, into the Europa League, and looking towards the Champions League, and looking towards winning big trophies and winning Premier Leagues, and that's where Aston Villa's ambitions will be. It's all about here and now. Is that where Jack Grealish wants to go? Does he want to help Aston Villa over the next 4 to 5 seasons and win it with his boyhood club? Quite possibly. It is a distinct reality that he could sign a new contract to Aston Villa. However, the alternative way of looking at it is Manchester City have already got everything that Aston Villa are looking to offer Jack Grealish. We've already got it. We're already there. That's what hard work and dedication has done at Manchester City. I laugh when people just say that Man City, they're a team that's had money and the money guarantees success. Absolutely does it not guarantee success. You only are successful if you are working hard. You need to add the right players to the right position that are suiting the systems, that suit the team, that suit the management, and everything gels together and works. That's where Manchester United, for example, struggling a lot. They've not got that philosophy. They haven't got that drive, what they're looking for. They're just looking for quality players on the pitch and put them into the team and then kind of hoping for the best. And then it just looks a bit mixed match. Obviously, the quality's there on the pitch, that you're always capable of grinding out results against literally anybody. However, you want it on a consistent basis, and that's where I feel like Liverpool and Manchester City have set the benchmark with the philosophies that Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola can offer, and that's a big selling point. Tell you that right now. You'd be amazed at how many players join Manchester City because we've got Pep Guardiola in charge. Jack Grealish, for example, he gets a phone call off Pep, and Pep says, I want you to join Manchester City. I want you to come into our starting 11. You can do this and you can do that, and you're going to help us to achieve them goals. And all of a sudden, it's head spinning. It really is. Someone like Pep Guardiola is giving you them compliments, and then you're thinking, wow, fantastic. Pep Guardiola wants me, one of the best managers, if not the best manager in the world. And then all of a sudden, you're then thinking, do I want to sign a new contract, or do I want to work with Pep? Do I want to work alongside Kevin De Bruyne, who Jack Grealish has a lot of respect for and can't stop flirting with when seeing his stuff posted on social media, which apparently is something that Jack Grealish likes to do. Certainly a character, and I feel like Man City, we're quite a robotic team. We're a hard-working, determined team. I feel like we just need a few personalities, and I do feel like Jack Grealish has got that personality that can help Man City to push forward. Creative player, knows how to score goals, gets in your face, gets assists, drags defenders out, creates space, causes problems, right-footed as well. I think he'd be a solid addition for Manchester City. Price is obviously going to be a big problem because Aston Villa don't want to sell, they don't need to sell, and the only way that we're going to force that price down is Jack Grealish saying he's not going to sign a new contract to Aston Villa. He wants to leave and he wants to join Manchester City. That's only when Aston Villa will come to the drawing board, and we probably won't get word of that until Jack Grealish is finished on his holiday, which would probably not be for another couple of weeks. But yeah, solid player, Jack Grealish, of course. He's 25 years old. He turns 26 in September, so he's entering into his prime. You'd be thinking about getting, 8 years at least out of him. He's a decent player, homegrown as well. He'd be a really good signing for Manchester City. Signing someone like Jack Grealish would excite me. It would improve the Manchester City team. It ticks all the boxes that we'd be looking for when signing an attacking player. He's definitely someone that I would like to see in a Manchester City shirt. My only one reservation about Jack Grealish is the off-field antics. He reminds me a lot of Benjamin Mendy. He gets himself in trouble needlessly when he doesn't need to. Drink driving, crashing his cars, things like that. If he does join Manchester City, that's going to need to stop because he'll be falling well down the pecking order. Pep Guardiola does not put up with egos. Pep Guardiola does not put up with people bringing the club into disrepute. He will not put up with antics like that. If Jack Grealish gets his head down and works hard, if he does join Manchester City and he does everything that he needs to do, he will excel. And I would say the sky is the limit with Jack Grealish. But there's still a long way to go in this transfer. There's lots of little niggles here and there. And I would probably split it down the middle. He's got a decision to make. New contract at Aston Villa on the one hand. 50% chance that happens in my opinion. 50% chance doesn't sign a new contract and pushes for a move to Manchester City. Decision time is coming, and it will have to come this summer. City don't normally hold around for players. If they're not going to sign a player, they will have contingencies in place for us to go and sign other players instead. We'll see what happens. He's a player that excites me. He's a player that I would like at Manchester City. So there we go. That's my profiling of Jack Grealish and what I think he could bring to Manchester City. I think he'd be a brilliant side. 8.5, 9 out of 10. A really good, solid signing for Manchester City if we can get it done. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below of what you make of Jack Grealish. Would you like to see him in a Manchester City shirt or not? And why? Let me know in the comments below. Leave a thumbs up as well if you did enjoy this video. 300 likes is what I am aiming for. Like I said, if we hit 300 likes, I know you are enjoying this style of video, and I will go on to go and profile some other players that City are getting linked with, including Harry Kane. Pretty quiet in the transfer news at this moment in time, and we'll have enough content to have a video out tomorrow for my daily Manchester City transfer updates. Just when we're needing to fill in gaps, it does happen when it's quiet. Normally weekends when the season hasn't started is when I'm looking to have these little fillers in, and this obviously is a good series for me to push through. So yeah, like I said, if this is something that you like, let me know in the comments below. Leave a thumbs up. 300 likes, if we get that, then I will do more. Subscribe as well if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Aiming for 19k subscribers. We're less than 600 subs away from that goal. Also, don't forget social media links in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. My Twitch link as well in the description below if you want to go and follow me on my Twitch. We're now on 12 followers, looking for 20 followers now. That'd be brilliant. I go live on there doing another series for you guys to enjoy on August 1st, so go and follow me if you haven't already, and I'll see you all again very soon. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Thank you everyone for the birthday well wishes yesterday as well. It's much appreciated. I do feel a bit rough right now. If I'm a bit croaky, I do apologise. It's also extremely hot as well here in the UK. I feel a bit worse for wear, but the grind, it goes on. Like I said, hard work goes a long way, and I like hard work, and that's what we're working towards. Yeah, anyway, I'll see you again tomorrow. Daily Manchester City transfer updates will be back, so I'll see you then. I've been JSGC. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day. I hope everyone is safe and well too. Thank you everyone for watching. Peace. Ciao for now.